What is up? What is good? Boxing fans, boxing critics, boxing analysts. This is Renee Box Young coming at you from Mexico down south. What is it? What is up? All right, man. Just want to get at you here. Just want to get at you. Sorry about that. Just want to get at you guys all with this whole Shawn Porter. All right. With Shawn Porter. And I want you guys to see. Sorry about that, man. I was just checking out some sounds and kind of going weird here. All right. There was a delay in some sound here. All right. So I want you guys to check this out. All right. This is Shawn Porter. And I want to share my screen with you. Instagram. Okay. It's Instagram right here. And just to show you guys, like, this was, him breaking down. I mean, it says right here, right? Who better to break down Garcia Granados than, this was a couple weeks ago, than the man who fought both of them, right? So, Shawn Porter giving a breakdown on them, but I just want to show on the responses, you know what I mean? What people were thinking about him, like, excuse me. So there are lots of people since, and this is the thing, I think Shawn Porter has the reputation that he has now by, partially by his boxing style. Like years ago when I discovered Porter, this was years ago. I don't remember how many, but it was several years ago when Keith was on the rise, Keith Thurman. Around, I think, the times he was fighting Guerrero, right? Roberto Guerrero, around that time. I was checking out Shawn Porter. And in his fights, he is, I mean, there's a debate, there's a big controversy with Shawn Porter and of his fighting style. Like, a lot of people back him up and saying, hey, he's rough and he's rugged and he brings the fight to you. He brings the fight to you and he's just a rugged fighter. Others would say, which I fall into that category. I mean, I'm straight up. I'm not hiding anything. But I welcome everyone's opinions, you know what I mean? And it helps us grow, you know what I mean? It helps us learn a lot about the sport and things like that, see different perspectives. I'm open to everybody, It helps us see perspectives on everybody, their opinions concerning things. So, so that's what I'm getting at, is that I think he has fought real dirty in the past, man. And I don't favor his boxing. I haven't favored his boxing style until recently. That's what I was trying to say. That, years ago, he was just, dude. I mean, he was in my category. He was one of the dirtiest boxers I have ever seen, man. Like bull rushing fighters and just pushing them against the ropes and punching anywhere he can. And it's like, man, it's been dirty, dude. That's in my opinion. And I kind of thought of Shawn Porter similar to when Jeff Horn fought Pacquiao. Jeff Horn is the dirtiest fighter I have ever seen, not Shawn Porter, but Jeff Horn is the dirtiest I have ever seen. Oh man, I think he by some headbutts. Pacquiao got gashed in the head a couple times, I think. That was a while ago, that fight, but man, that fight was horrible. Jeff Horn, man. Oh, dude. That was one of the worst. And I never even heard of Jeff Horn before he fought Pacquiao. I was like, who the heck is this guy? If I remember correctly, Pacquiao went all the way to Australia, right, to fight this guy. Man, dude, I don't even want to think of it again. Because I remember seeing those gashes in Pacquiao's head. And if I'm not mistaken, those were from headbutts, man. I mean, Jeff Horn was sloppy, dirty, horrible. And he won, man. That I don't want to get back to that, but Porter, I kind of saw him not just like him, but I mean, I kind of saw him really dirty. Like, I don't know, like just bull rushing, pushing you to the ropes and punching wherever he can. Man, doing everything dirty he can. I mean, I don't know, dude. That's what I'm getting at. Like, Porter, in my eyes, hasn't been the cleanest boxer I've ever seen. But you got to respect. I mean, this, I got to respect his resume. I mean, he's a fighter. He is strong, and that's what I like about him. And he has a lot of, You know, and this is one thing I think, check this out. We know that boxers, guys, we know that they all they watch social media, right? They watch social media, they check Instagram out and all those things, right? Let me get to the screen in a little minute. So they know the criticism of fans. Like, for example, Bud Crawford, right? We know Bud Crawford. You know, he knows, I'm sure he's well in the know of what people say about him. That, you know, we know that he knows, you know, that the criticism he received, you know, constructive criticism, maybe hate, you know, concerning, you know, also Top Rank, concerning Bob Arum, concerning, you know, all these things, man. I'm sure he knows all this and he's seeing these comments. He sees the comments in Instagram. He sees the, you know, on Twitter, et cetera, et cetera. So I have seen this with Porter that, you know, he has received a lot of criticism about his fighting style, man. He has received a lot of criticism throughout the years concerning his fighting style being so, like, you know, how I explained earlier, like headbutting and, you know, like a football player. And if I'm not mistaken, that was one of Porter's aspirations, was being an NFL player or a boxer, and he inclined to boxing, something like that. So a lot of people, you know, would refer to that saying, hey, he's better off being an NFL player. And because just the way he boxed in the past, man, I just really did not like his style, man, at all. I mean, it's no clean, I mean, not much clean punches, just punches, kind of like Maidana, okay? Maidana, when I saw him fight Mayweather for the first time, when he fought Mayweather, the first fight of Mayweather, Maidana was like that too, just throwing punches around, knocking, you know, tackling you almost. And I just don't like that kind of boxing. I like clean fighting, clean shots where you can hear the crisp punches and, you know, slipping the jabs and hooks and inside, I just love the art, the science of boxing, not making it dirty and just fighting however, winning as long as you win, fight however you can. Not, that's more like street fighting. That's more like going to the streets and fighting on the street. I don't approve of that, but so the thing is, we've got to understand it's been a buildup throughout the years with Porter receiving all that kind of criticism. He's just been receiving a lot of criticism. And then when he fought Danny Garcia, there was a big change, because I'm sure he was receiving all these comments and thinking, you know what, I got to make a change in my boxing skills. I'm sure his team got together and, in his training and his camps, specifically for Danny. I mean, that I liked it. I really liked he really brushed up in his game, man. We've got to respect that from Porter. He really brushed up in his game with against Garcia. We know that he won. I mean, it was a controversial win, but I mean, he was cleaner. I got to respect that. And then when he fought Ugas, okay, he was quite clean there too, man. I mean, I got nothing wrong to say about that. You know what I mean? I can't hate on that. I can't like I'm hating. I just criticize. I'm just gives constructive criticism in my opinion about things. So like I can't really I cannot criticize Porter with his last two fights. I can't. I liked it. I really dig this style recently. Clean, on his toes, using great footwork. I mean, boxing well. I loved it. I loved it against when he fought Garcia and Ugas. Now, and I think that that's one of the reasons why, this is where I'm laying out the foundation of the title of the video, right? It's live, but I just want to make it a video, right? Even though it's live, but just trying to do different forms and experimenting on doing things. But that's one reason why I think Porter is not really respected as a WBC welterweight champ. That's why I think, okay? And here's proof. The proof's in the pudding, right? I mean, this is where I want to show you guys. Let me show you here. Okay, so I hope you can see that. I'm sure you can. That's what I'm saying. I'm experimenting, okay? I mean, here it says in Spanish, estás compartiendo tu pantalla presentándola a los demás. I mean, so it looks like I'm presenting all this to you guys too. You guys are all seeing this, okay? So this is Shawn Porter. This is my Instagram, all right? And we see him breaking down the fight. Okay, before I get into this, I want to mention also that I said this years ago too, man, in Instagram. I've been saying this in social media, how I really like Shawn Porter, his breakdowns, his commentaries. I really like them. I really like watching them on PBC on Fox as a commentator. I love it, man. And he's a smart guy, you know. He's smart and intelligent, level-headed, and I love how he interviews his former opponents. You know, like you know, I like it. And Modest too. Abner Modest, I love it. I mean, you know, I've said some time ago too about Modest too on social media. It's best that he retire, and I would say with all due respect, it's not after he fought the I think it was before the rematch with Leo Santa Cruz. I would put in social media that I think it's best for Modest to retire. But it was a great fight, man. I gotta admit. But I think that's my perspective on Modest, as you know, that coincides with Porter, that they are great commentators. I love hearing Modest too, how he comments, you know, how he's a commentator of boxing. This is great. And that's what I love about Porter, man. And that's what we see here. Okay, as you guys can see here, it says, you know, I just want to go down the comments. I like to share comments with you guys because it's important what people say, even though we don't probably consider everybody's comments, right? But I want to show you how people respond to his breakdown on Garcia versus Granados, which happened already. It's old news, but I just want to show you this perspective of why it seems like people don't really respect Porter as a champion, a WBC champion, all right? Okay, so here we go. So here it says this person, Ashley Theophane. Okay, I don't want to make too much focus on the profiles, but just the comments. Okay, good breakdown. It was a good breakdown, the way he he breaks it down well. And I love his attitude, man. You got to love Porter. You know what I'm saying? Okay, here I think that was yeah, he's just holding on to that thing too tight, right? Right. But okay, so I love his I love it. You know, he's a great guy, dude. Porter's a cool guy. But you know, now let's go down here. Until a fight with Spence is announced, we don't want to hear or see Shawn. That's a comment right there. Here, holding the belt hostage. Okay, I mean, that's another thing, all right? Because, you know, when he fought Ugas, if I'm not mistaken, and right after the fight with Ugas, right, Shawn Spence came in, man. He was ready to go. You know, Shawn Spence, man, he's all about it. He's about it. He's about his business, you know? What did Porter say? He said, hey, this is the easiest fight that can be made. And then he went, no, I think that was after the Danny Garcia fight. Sorry about that. I think that was after the Danny Garcia win. And then Spence came, and then Shawn Porter said, this is the easiest fight to be made. And then he turned around and fought Ugas, which is the mandatory. And, you know, he got a lot of, I think that's how the sequence or order went. But I do know that, you know, he didn't fight him next. That's the point of all this. And, and that's where a lot of people got him as ducking, right? And saving and holding the belt, not wanting to let it go, trying to cherish it and nourish it the most he can before losing to Spence. Okay, that's a lot of people see it like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think that's why that is there, holding the belt hostage. But we know now, right? WBC ordered this fight, so it's announced officially. It's going down. But as I said in my other video, many things can happen between now and actual fight night, guys. So I don't get my hopes up too much anymore when it comes. I do sometimes, but, you know, after seeing so much atrocities in the sport with our friend Big Baby Miller, right? I mean, dude, that's just, and with Keith Thurman being injured so many times and disappearing and holding up great fights, you know, et cetera, right? So I don't really, oh yeah, what happened to, Modest, right? The plan was to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. It was official. Everyone was hyped about it. And then an eye injury. So and I'm not blaming anyone. No, it's just, things happen, man. I mean, so, you know what I'm saying? Things that happen. So don't get your hopes up too much when fights are announced, guys. I mean, many things could happen. Lately, there have been lots of last minute replacements. What happened with Charlo, right? He was replaced last minute. He had to fight this southpaw Russian guy. I forgot his name, but you know, and that's when the both Charlo brothers fought, right? And there's, you know, we all know what happened with Charlo versus Harrison, Tony Harrison. It was in that fight, right? And that fight night, the brothers fought, and you know what I'm saying? Last minute changes happen, man. So, you know, we can't get our hopes up too much. I mean, we can to a certain extent, but we don't know what can happen the day tomorrow, you know, the day of tomorrow. So, but it's official. So hopefully they fight. So anyways, if they fight, well, that's on. And then we have here another comment, right? Shouldn't have WBC belt, but I agree with this breakdown on the fight. I like that comment. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but I agree with his breakdown of the fight. That's cool, right? Shouldn't have the WBC belt. Well, he earned it. Even though it was a controversial win. That's what I'm saying, guys. Like the wins that Porter has had, as far as the last couple big fights with Danny, with Ugas, they were controversial wins. You know what I'm saying? There were controversial wins. Yeah, I just don't know what else to say with that, man. But before those fights, he's been quite dirty in his boxing, man, and that's why I think this reputation, guys, is what it is here. Okay, let's continue with these comments. Hey, if you guys got comments, also, I mean, you know, give me some comments too. You know what I'm saying? We want to hear from you guys. I don't want to, you know, say any, you know, vulgar language here. That's not me, but here we go. Funny he won't give that Cuban guy a rematch. I think he's talking about Ugas. I'm a Porter fan, but honestly think he lost his last fight. This, okay, yeah, clearly has something against Danny, and I don't like Danny, to be truthful, but come on, son, cut it out. Granados has, okay, nah, we're going to continue here. Awesome breakdown, okay, yeah. But I mean, there's lots of people just tucking down on him, man, which I think that's kind of bad, but it is what it is, man. I'm calling him Jamie Foxx, all right? You lost to Danny. Danny landed 45% of power punches. Now break down the L to Ugas. I mean, it's just, guys, comment after comment, man. Danny whooped your behind. You know, what are you talking about? Right. Okay, so cherry picking at its finest. It's a Philly thing. Okay, I mean, guys, this just goes on and on. Look at this. I mean, this just goes on and on about and this is Premier Boxing Instagram profile. It's not the account. It's not his. It's not Shawn Porter's. This is like more general. It's pure PBC, right? So, yeah, you lost with Ugas, right? Yeah. So I mean, and Ugas beat you. Danny beat you. You know, I mean, yeah, nice job, 100%. Danny beat you. I mean, this goes on and on, you guys. I mean, enjoy that belt as long as you can. So, I mean, this is the reason why I think, guys, what I explained just moments ago, that that for you forward, okay, Danny Garcia, you didn't win the fight. They gave it to you. Okay, now I don't know what he's trying to say there too clearly there. You're a joke. Yeah, guys, I mean, this just goes on and on, you know. This guy lost to Ugas, fair and square. Yeah. Fight Errols Spence and stop talking. No more ducking. Thank you. You see, I mean, guys, I haven't seen much positive. I haven't seen one positive comment on his boxing, on his, you know, I do on his, we see some positive comments on his fighting. Commentary on his breakdown. We see a couple comments that are, you know, I agree with you and that's nice, but this and that, right? But as far as, I mean, he just has a bad reputation, guys. He has a lot of people that don't, you know, you're a bum. And I mean, you see here, what Porter needs to do is stay making a fool out of himself, breaking it. Okay, yeah, man. This is just, what do you guys think, man? What do you guys think about all of this? Like, yeah, you see, Shawn is an excellent analyst. I totally agree with that, you know. I mean, it goes on and on, guys. You did not beat Uga. The best decision was a draw. His last fight was a L, you know. Yeah, guys. I mean, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? If you allow a fight to go to the judges against Shawn Porter, there's another one, guys. If you allow a fight to go to the judges against Shawn Porter, you lost, even if it's a convincingly clear-cut win. You still lost. Man, guys, why does he, why do you guys think he has this kind of reputation, man? I mean, why does he have kind of reputation? I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I'm sorry. I do get it. I think it's for the reasons why I would tell you guys. I think it's the reason of what I explained a moment ago. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to his, I don't want to go to his profile, right? Just to see what's going on. So let's go to his profile. Okay. I'm going to go to his profile real quick. And so we can just, get at more ideas on what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? What, I don't, man, I can, let's just wait a second here, guys. I mean, we can't really always, put, these comments in consideration. I mean, to a certain extent we can, but I'm just trying to see, you know what I'm saying, like what people think on his actual, let's go to this one. This is like okay, let's go to here. Watch, I'm gonna show you this one. This is on his Instagram profile here. Let me share this out with you guys. Wait a second. So we got this here. Just trying to share this here. All right, right here. So this is him. I think he was gonna fight. This is let's check this out. Yeah, this is for the Porter, you guys. This is Lamont right there. Respect to Lamont, man. He retired already, as you guys know, after fighting Lipinets. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but I'm just trying to. Okay, yes. Anyways, so it's Shawn Porter versus you guys, right? So, and then right here we see the hashtag. So, you lost, bro. Sorry, buddy, but you lost that fight. You lost. They robbed you guys. I mean, this just goes on and on, guys. Porter nowhere to be found, avoiding facts and true confrontation. Man, you need to give Ugas that rematch ASAP. It's only right. Shaking my head. You lost. I mean, guys. I mean, yeah. I mean, this is. You already know, bro. He got robbed without a gun. Corruption at its best, bro. 100. Man. You got, you got whooped. Man. Ugas, the real champ. Give him his well-deserved rematch. I mean, the cool thing about, I'm just reflecting right now with Harrison and Charlo, at least they're going to have a rematch. It was a debatable win big time, but at least that they're going to have, but yeah, it looks like they're not though, right? Ugas and Porter aren't having a rematch. So man, what a class act, right? I mean, it says right here. I mean, it's just, you guys, lots of negative comments, man, on our friend, right? I think it's kind of sad to a certain extent, but it is what it is, man. I'm just trying to show you guys why do you think? I think it's what I'm saying and what I put forth in this quick, live. I think it's what I put forth. Those are the reasons why that, because of his fighting style throughout the years and the reputation of his fighting throughout the years. And even though his last 2 fights were quite clean, I mean, he has to be respected. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he has to be respected for the resume that he has. He's fought a lot of hard competition. But it did seem kind of like last couple fights he didn't really want to fight Spence. He hasn't really wanted, but now it's time, because I think he can't escape. I think he's just he's in the corner. You know what I'm saying? His back is up against the wall, and he has no choice but to fight Spence. If he were to prolong fighting Spence, his reputation would even be lower. You know what I'm saying? So, but hey, much respect to Shawn Porter, man. I mean, he's a great guy, and I'm expecting to see a great fight. Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit about, you know, Shawn Porter versus Spence. If this is what I kind of would bring out too, that if Spence fights, I'm sorry, if Shawn Porter fights clean like he did the last couple fights, I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think he's gonna put up a good fight if he uses his leg work. You know what I'm saying? He uses leg footwork in the fight, and stays on his toes, and you know, fights intelligently. I mean, I can admit he did fight more intelligently the last two fights with Ugas and Danny. So if he fights like that, he has a chance against Spence. And if he mixes it in a little bit, but in a controlled manner, right? That rough ruggedness that he has, you know what I'm saying? Channeling it the right way and the smart way, you know, as far as putting him up against the ropes and, you know, working on the inside against Spence, he has a chance, I guess I can say, right? But it's going to be an interesting matchup. I can't say it isn't. And many people think, right? I mean, I kind of think Spence is going to win, but it's going to be an interesting fight. We got to admit, it's going to be a fun fight to watch. I don't think it's a big miss. It's not a mismatch. No way. I don't think it's a mismatch at all. Because remember, guys, how when Shawn Porter fought Keith Thurman, Shawn was dirty in that fight. I mean, it was kind of rough and rugged without channeling it correctly, not fighting too intelligently when he fought Keith Thurman. You know, and Keith Thurman did great. He did great against Shawn Porter, even though Shawn Porter was, and that's why he did great, because Shawn kind of reminds me to a certain extent, not the same, obviously, but with Mayweather and Cotto, right? Cotto was just, man, he was just trying to tackle Mayweather, and he was just kind of like Oscar. Yeah, okay. Also kind of like Oscar De La Hoya and Mayweather too. I mean, they saw these guys, Cotto and Oscar. They thought that by you know, fighting rugged against Mayweather, they would win. Like Maidana thought the same, and they all them three. And I saw that that pattern with Porter, and this to a certain extent when he fought Keith Thurman. And Keith Thurman fought smartly, fought intelligently, and won the fight. You know, but what I'm saying is that if Porter channels that aggressiveness the right way and intelligently, it will be a good fight against Spence. And it's not a mismatch, because this is by no means going to go down like I don't think it's going to go down like it did Spence versus Mikey Garcia, right? And by no means, because Spence is, you know, Porter's a lot stronger. He's a bigger guy, and I just see that, you know, it's not going to go down like that. I don't think Spence is going to outbox or put forth a boxing clinic against Porter as Spence did against Mikey. So what do you guys think? I mean, do you guys think it's gonna, what do you have it? I kind of have it, I don't know. I just gotta think right now. I don't know if it's 60-40. I don't think I got it I think that's too wide of a margin between Spence and Porter. But I think it's more narrow, and it's going to be a good fight. But I don't think Spence is going to put on a boxing clinic like he did against Mikey Garcia. But hey, who knows? Maybe Spence will bring out something new. Maybe Spence has something pulled up under his sleeve that he's going to bring out on fight night against Porter. So will Porter, hopefully. I hope Porter doesn't resort to that emotional. Because the thing is, and this is another thing. I don't know if you guys have seen Porter spar. The way Porter has sparred throughout the years is how he fought against Ugas and Danny Garcia, okay? And that's another thing that I have seen with Porter, and that's something I didn't mention, but I want to bring it out right now. Porter, it seems like when he spars, he does it so well. I'll just go back to watch some YouTube sparring clips of Porter. He does it. He has done it so well, at least the ones that I have seen. Really clean and really nice. But when fight night comes around, I'm talking about before Ugas, before Danny Garcia, all his fights prior to that, you know, when he spars for those matchups, okay, he sparred wonderfully. And I was like, wow, Porter's a great skilled boxer. But when it comes to fight night, he just loses. He just throws out all that sparring and what he learned out the window. Remember that sparring is to prepare you and to learn and to apply into the ring. It's to apply strategies that you're using in sparring, the coaching and training that you're receiving during the sparring. You're supposed to use that on fight night, man. And I mean, time and time again, Porter, he just like threw it out the window. Like he got all emotional and just he let the emotions get to his head, man. That's what I personally think. And that's why he has fought so dirty in the past few years. And you know, apart from Ugas and Garcia. So, you know, so if he fights like that, man, like he spars, you know, being level-headed against Spence, it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a really, really good fight, you guys. So, but, you know, we'll see what happens, right? I think the fight's going to be in July or something. I don't even know. I don't remember the date. They announced it, but I don't know. I don't even know if they announced it. So many things happening. So, yeah. So what do you guys think, man? Comment. You know, I just wanted to make this little video, kind of in a video live, but also a video like just to post it on my channel. And with this respect, I just posted a video on Canelo versus Jacobs belt, a special belt. And I want to mention real quick that they also have the original WBC middleweight championship belt, the WBC belt, the original green championship belt, but they also have this one. That's what I read on Instagram, because they received a lot of heat, WBC, because of this belt, and a lot of people saying that he's receiving Canelo's getting special belts a lot, you know. But you know, check that video. I just posted it. Check it out. So that's good to know. They got a normal, so they're gonna receive like two. The special one, the winner is gonna receive that special belt, and the original WBC championship belt, right? The green belt. So yeah, so check that out, man. I just posted it a moment ago. So yeah, man, like, subscribe, share. Renee Boxyoung coming at you from Mexico. So yeah, share, man. Comments. I want to hear what you think. Why Shawn Porter is not really respected as a WBC champion. You know what I'm saying? Peace, famo.